What's good, YouTube? Certainly the 2022 Megatins, and welcome to the house. I actually uploaded a video of this with no audio. A storm last night rolled through Texas that was huge, and I guess my mic got shot, so I've had to do some quick improvising. Hopefully the audio is good on this take, but the Megatins have a huge update to the description, and no, it's not promos, but it's hard to be mad at Konami when they're going this hard. I do feel two types of way about it though, so I'll talk about the good and the bad in my feelings and actually back it by logic. So the upped MSRP on these tins to be aware of is $22, and they're selling out fast on early bird deals. Gamer's Choice has sold out here. They're still up on big 3 deals. Code What's Good 5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly works. And they are up on tier 0 a bit pricier, but code What's Good 5 is 10% off right now and supports the channel directly. And that way your cards can sit in a port in Brazil waiting for customs. Too painful and real. But also go to Australia, Japan. I have a huge international audience. I listen to a lot of things that you guys go through, and it is free shipping over 50 pounds. So a case of tins, that's free international shipping. And you look over here, you have Australian, Canadian, Euro, Pound, Yen. Yeah, if you want America cards over in Japan, which a lot of people do, people buy over there. So let's go through why these are selling out, why this is crazy, and also the good and the bad. We have to celebrate the tins' historic 20-year run. Maybe a hint at 20th anniversary rare, but I wouldn't hold my breath. This year's mega set will also include new artwork for 3 classic monsters that headline some of the earliest tins: Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Red Eyes, Black Dragon, and Dark Magician Girl. So if you're not a huge fan of DM era boomer bait, I just gotta say, this checks a huge collectability checkmark box off a flagship product. I thought that these 3 altar arts, which are from the the History Archive Collection. I almost started to say Hidden Arsenal. The History Archive Collection, we know what these arts should look like, and they do look pretty cool, at least to me. I thought they would be in core sets like the Dark Magician, but that underperformed for Konami. That was like $150 when it's 1 in 1.5 cases. So I think that looking at this, it's a lot smarter to just make them easier for everybody to get, and also as a collectible, they weren't skyrocketing, taking off, and being an ultra rare in a set. It'll also include 7 new cards. That means world premieres. That means stuff maybe like Nibiru, Dark Ruler Namor, Dimension Shifter. I wouldn't hold my breath till I'm blue that all of these would be that amazing, but I would think that they'd still be pretty well crafted and good to be brand new cards in the 10, although you do sometimes get those Dark Magician Blue Eyes cards and maybe some Slifer Obelisk support, specifically Raw. I wonder what they'll bring there. As well as all-time greats from years past, like Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, this is where it gets good, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, Lightning Storm, Nibiru, Forbidden Droplet, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and more. So they can even handpick and put in even more cards if they thought this wasn't enough, because we have Your Majesty, Lightning Underdrive, Blazing Dumpster Fire, and the Burst of Destiny is pretty good, but it's no Eternity Code or Rise of the Duelist. Why I feel another type of way about this, though, is Lightning Storm and Droplet should have just been in the last year's tins. And here they are 1 year later, and tins that Konami knew would need some serious help, especially as the early product started to not do so hot. And that can happen with an early product, or it can be a home run like Flood. I feel like they know they only have a couple cards, and so I also fear for Ghosts from the Past set list now, because Konami doesn't tend to do that reprint was so good, let's do it again, with really, really good cards. They do it on and off, like they did it the year before with those Megatins, but I really do hope they'll let some value bleed from this announcement and maybe put Droplet and cards like that and Ghosts from the Past as well and do double dip reprints, because these cards sorely need them, but tins are excellent value for the price at $22, and the cases being so cheap relative to other product cases and still seeing ratios be very good there, that this is exciting. This is very good and should bring some cards back to prices that need to be wrangled in. Looking through the set contents, though, it's still 3 Prismatic Secret Rares, 6 Ultra Rares, 6 Super Rares, 3 Rares, and 36 Commons. That means no promos, no guaranteed cards so far, and they do confirm the sets and the more, which previous years, that was they broke the rules and put in structure decks. This year, they broke the rules and did something that I've wanted them to do a very long time. They put in individual hand-picked cards from years past. So many years in a row, I've had to answer, oh, that card can't be in the 10s, silly. It's from years past, and we're only looking at these sets for the 10s, and maybe if they break the rules, they could do something like that, but it's so unlikely. This year, it's happening. This is finally it. This is not them jumping the shark, but really putting a backbone into this product, and we see the results. It is selling out pretty big. Oh, it's also on Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily, I forgot to mention. The promo code will not work over here, but you will support the channel directly whenever buying a case of 10s, so it does help the channel. If you look elsewhere and they're selling out really hard, you gotta get yours. They're over on Daily as well. Now, the cards in question, Lightning Storm, people will want playsets of them. They should age pretty decently. Hopefully this knocks it down to about $12 to $15 rather than a $60 card. Dragoon is the single card really pushing upwards on the 2020 10s. It's why the cases are so expensive, and funny enough, it's kind of like ban list armor to see this here. This card probably won't get banned for over a year now, and we have the Alba Strike structure deck, which we know is going to make this kind of a stated problem in a strategy that's already doing really good in the OCG without Dragoon. Well, we're going to play along with it and see how that goes. Then Forbidden Droplet. This needs as many reprints as possible as it can get, and I'd like to see them cash in on it more often, like I said, and that's what we're looking at for this 10. This 10 died, the 2021 10, so the 2022 one could run with some of the most awful sets of all time, specifically on the backbone of some of its reprints. But I digress out of my anger, because this 10, it's still really nice, and probably less ordered than the 2021 10. The 2021 10 had the hype of Eternity Code and Rise, but they bled the value out. They took it out, and they put it elsewhere, including in here. So that's why I have some type of way feelings, but Konami, correcting course, acting like the hero. I gotta give it to them. They do it in an impressive way that actually works sometimes, and this is one of those products that looks like it's going to be putting in that work. Ash Blossom's the final thing I wanted to note. I don't know where the price will actually land. We've had so many products that ended up pushing this down to be about an $8 card, including the most recent Gold Series set, which made it 8 to 12. A year later, it's 20. A year and a half, it's 30. So I really do hope we have another chance at $30 playsets of Ash. I wouldn't expect it under that. Might even expect it to be over that, but not everything can be value, and there's still going to be reprints that are highly sought after, right? Like Prosperity, Aluber. There's good cards that are going to come in this 10 naturally from the sets, and they're not relying only on these reprints. But after the last years, what's going to be missing? Will anything else be printed elsewhere? Like the World Premiere set has historically slurped the card. Maybe it's Prosperity. That would be insane to be missing from the 10s. I hope they do a double dip reprint like Extrav. And I do think Konami is learning from the last year of failed product on greedy ratios that this has to be it. Also, before you start crying short prints, the last couple of years of 10s didn't really short print things into the ground or anything. It's more than just the ratios were fixed in terms of rarity and spreads. So I would expect that to still play a factor into this year's 10s, especially with a huge load of imported cards pushing the ratios down even more a little. But usually a case of 10s is going to, on average, see all the cards. You're not going to pull all the cards. There's still RNG behind that. When you're buying sealed, you are gambling, so you can wait for the singles and competition there on a lot of the cards, but you can also make your call, shoot your shot, because we've seen sealed 10s go up a lot, and this one, this seems pretty darn good, and with an upped MSRP, I would be thinking about some of these early bird specials. Thanks for watching today's video. Today's live stream will be on Twitch only. Bonus stream is today, but it's on Twitch only because this is going to shoot my notifications, uploading a video with the same name twice, and I'll be on Twitch only for bonus stream. See you guys on over there in just 30 minutes from recording, 7 o'clock Central, Twitch only for the stream.